Just a moment. Okay, we'll be starting in a moment. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Am
Good
I
morning.
audible? Good morning. Am I audible
Good
and
morning,
visible
sir.
enough?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
You are audible now.
Okay, so welcome all of you in SIEM XPERT. Let me change this so that you'll have better brightness. Better visibility. Okay, so since it's the first day of our session, so let me introduce myself. So my name is Sulabh Misra. Total, I am having around 12 years experience in cybersecurity. So in these 12 years, I started from being a security analyst L1 to the solution architect. I was the part of the Ericsson till 2019, and I was involved in solutioning the SOC for many of the client with Ericsson, as well as I was involved in implementing and deploying the SIEM solution for many of the companies. So it's not something that only SIEM. I work for various security tools like firewall, IPS, IDS, proxy, email gateway, so many other devices. So you're not learning from someone who is just having the theoretical knowledge. You're learning from someone who has started from monitoring L1 activities till the deployment and solution architecting. I worked with with the companies till 2019. Since September 2019, I'm working as a full-time trainer, and it's been 7 years since I'm delivering this training. Before even 2019, I used to deliver this training during the weekend along with my job. So it's been 7 years. I have trained more than 10,000 people so far. A lot of people I have got change who are not even expected. Some people who are not even having the IT background, are from non-technical background, or did not work for 8 years, 10 years, having gap. They even did not expect that after this much year of gap, they can again start their career in IT and cybersecurity. We have done it here. So I'm working as a corporate trainer also. I have delivered training to many corporate. My latest assignment was Airport Authority of Bahrain. I delivered training to 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐬𝐴, Tirunanthapuram, Kerala recently. If you talk about my certification, I'm certified architect for Splunk, administrator for Splunk. I'm certified QRadar administrator. SIEM perspective for if you talk about, I'm certified McAfee SIEM administrator. I'm certified advanced administrator for ArcSight. I'm certified Microsoft SC200, which includes Sentinel SIEM. So that is a short introduction about me. You guys have joined this training because might be you have researched. If you are new in cybersecurity, might be you have researched about the career scope in cybersecurity. You know, right, nowadays, digitalization is happening very fast. Everything is being digital. Every business are coming online. I'm seeing this huge exponential growth in cybersecurity career since 2013-14, since the 3G came first time. When I started my career, it was network security, not a cybersecurity, not much scope in cybersecurity. We used to work on network security like firewall and all. But since 3G came, we are seeing the huge exponential growth from cybersecurity perspective. Companies started making their business online. A lot of businesses are coming nowadays. Either you have to order your food or you have to wash your clothes. You need not to go to the bank, right? Everything's available online. So these companies are collecting your data, your credit card number, debit card number, and keeping it on their server and the storage. Before, when we were not having this digital kind of business, these companies used to store the data on the file folder inside the company. So they need physical security only. Once they started keeping the data on the digital format server and the storage to make their business online, they have to ensure that customer data, customer information is secure. Yes or no? So if they want to ensure the customer data security, like PCI information, payment card industry information, PII information, that means personal identification information like your Aadhaar number, your address, your mobile number, all these companies are collecting this kind of information. So they have to ensure that customer information, public user information is secure. Now, in order to secure, they have to implement the security tools to ensure the security of customer data. If they will implement security tools, of course, they have to hire the people like us who can manage those security tools. Yes or no? Now again 5G coming, right? Many of the cities, many of the country 5G already implemented, high speed internet. Then 3G, then 4G, now 5G, high speed internet. Everybody has now internet and everybody has mobile. Reachability of the internet is increasing day by day. Many of the companies, many of the businesses are coming live day by day. Of course, the demand for cybersecurity will be going to be drastically increased, drastically growing in further years. As per the various surveys, we'll have the huge gap between the availability as well as demand in the market. Demand will be high and availability of the resources will be less in the coming years. Experts are not available in the market. Companies are ready to pay anything if you are the expert, if you have knowledge and if you are an experience. If you are having expertise, knowledge, experience, I'm telling you that you're going to get huge package as well as respect in the companies, because it's very difficult to find the expert in the markets. Guys, please your mic. I have not muted mic in the Zoom because I wanted to give the opportunity to you so that you can ask the question. I always keep my class two-way interactive. I don't mute you. Instead, so that you'll have to raise hand and you have to chat your question. I make my classes two-way interactive so that anybody has any question in between can ask. Whenever I take a pause, that time you guys are free to ask any question. So now, so as I explained you, the demand in the cybersecurity is growing day by day. You are saying that there are various attacks are coming. I hope you hear the news about 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢 servers compromised. Since last 9 days, 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢 server has not been recovered yet. Attackers are asking 200 crores in bitcoins. Yes or no? So recently you might have heard about various news, the malware attack for cyber attacks. So if these kind of attacks are coming, right, so more and more demand, many companies start deploying the security solutions, SIEM solutions in their organization in order to secure the customer data. Even it's not only that companies are concerned about the user data, public data, right? It's the government. It's a government who has concern to ensure the security of their public data. It's not always that companies bother about your data, that no, I'm copying the customer data, it's my responsibility to secure it. It's the government who cares about you, who cares about the public data. Because if your data is going on wrong hand, is being compromised, someone is misusing your data, it's not something that only company will be losing financial loss and other reputation loss, but always the but the loss for government as well, right? If countries people will be losing something, that means it's loss of government. So government ensure that they analyze what kind of, based on various industries, they analyze what kind of data they are keeping, what kind of public and user data they're keeping on the server, on the storage. Based on the type of industries, government has created the compliance policies. Government has made mandatory that if you're handling this kind of data, you have to ensure that you should have the respective security tools implemented. You should have set of cybersecurity teams. You should have centralized department that we call a SOC, so that we can keep an eye what is going on. And in case of any malicious activity happening, these teams can take the action. So that is the government. And every industry, based on type of industry, the company has to follow the compliance. What government has made, what kind of tool governments had made mandatory to be deployed on their companies. So, even though the company do not want to deploy the security tools, they do not want to set up the security operation center or security team in their company, they have to do it. Otherwise, their license will be cancelled. Every year, government send their people to those company we call as auditors. Auditor will come to your company every year and validate, verify whether the respective tools and technologies has been deployed in your company or not. If they found you're not following the process, then we will call them you are non-compliant. Means you're not following the compliance process implemented by the government based on the type of your industry. Then government may cancel your license, the company license. And every company has to follow the compliance, otherwise they cannot do their business. It's a government who cares about your data, who cares about the public data. Get your mind? So that is the reason now. You not believe that I'm working as a consultant also. I'm designing the SOC solution, a cybersecurity solution, implementing the deploying the SIEM solution for many of the companies. So nowadays I'm getting many inquiries, especially from UK, that they are looking to deploy SIEM solution their company. They are looking to set up the SOC. When we ask the requirement, what is your requirement from SIEM perspective, SOC perspective, they ask that no, we don't have any such requirement that we have to deploy this SIEM or this SIEM or this tool, this vendor tool. We don't really care about it. The only thing is you want to meet the compliance. Nowadays, UK government has implemented the compliance policies. Even the companies who are from non-technical background, handling such kind of data, they have made mandatory that they have to deploy the SIEM, they have to set up the SOC, and they have to monitor their network 24/7. It's their compulsion now. They are not even technical. They do not know what is SIEM. They do not have much information, but it's mandatory for them. Otherwise, their company will become non-compliant. They are saying that we do not care about the SIEM. I asked them which SIEM solution you are looking for, what strong functionality, or what the kind of feature you're looking for. They said no, we don't have any specific requirement, but we just want to meet the compliance, because government is saying that you have to deploy. So we just want to meet the compliance. Whichever tool you deploy, it should be cheaper in cost, right? And it should meet the compliance, what government has mentioned in the compliance, it should meet the compliance. That's it. That means companies are really, not all the companies are really bothered about your data. It's government who ensure that public data is secure. That's the reason nowadays, these companies are getting a lot of projects. There are companies, service provider company like your Accenture, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, you have Network Intelligence, TCS, Ericsson. There are so many companies who are providing cybersecurity services. For those companies who are like some companies who are like a construction company, hospitality company, right? They're not from technical background. Their core major is something else. right? So these security service provider companies are saying that you don't have to bother about the security. You focus on your core business. We'll handle your security. Cybersecurity part, we will handle. We are giant in cybersecurity service provider. We have certified expert people here. So now these service providers are getting a lot of product nowadays, lot of project. Because of these compromises happening. Government, after learning the lesson from these compromises, government is also implementing and making their compliance more complex and more robust, so that companies should have these kind of security tools. Now Indian government will also learn the lesson from 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐴𝐬𝐴, and they will put more many other tools on the compliance from the health care industry perspective also. Who thought that 𝐓𝐴MS kind of companies server will get compromised? So whenever any company compromise, is not only that company will lose the data and company will have the financial loss, but the company will have the reputation loss also. It's not about the company, it's about the whole country, right? Now other people will hear news that in India, 𝐴MS, biggest hospital chain of India, has been compromised. Attacker asking the money now, and a lot of user data has been compromised. Yes or no? And 𝐴MS user data is not compromised. Actually, they have sent some ransomware and the data is got encrypted. It's not a compromise that attacker has exfiltrated the data. It's something that attacker has logged the data, encrypt the data, and 𝐴MS can no more use those data until that it has been encrypted. So attacker is asking that you have to pay some money, 200 crore, so that we'll give the decryption key and you can use that data further. Get in mind. So day by day, growing the demand in cybersecurity day by day. So it's very right time to start your career, to switch your career in cybersecurity. I have various different people who are working in some other field. After seeing the demand in cybersecurity, their friend is working, their relative is working, and they're seeing the exponential growth of those people. And these people are coming with me and joining my training to switch their job in cybersecurity. If you have ever researched yourself also, you understand this is a high demanding field in the market right now within IT. If you are not from IT background, I'm telling you that IT itself is growing a lot nowadays. And within IT, cybersecurity, one of the fastest growing field. One of my friend last week, he called me. We passed out on the same year. He was from mechanical background. I was from electronics. He called me, Sulabh, that you are not frequently talking on phone. He is also busy. I'm also busy. He called me last week. He said, like, Sulabh, I am very happy today. I said, yeah, what happened? इतना मतलब खुशी की बात क्या है? He said, like, Sulabh, I got promoted today. I'm very happy. And my salary is now 50,000. I'm very, very happy. He's having now 12 years experience. He's getting 50,000 and he's so happy. You understand that? I was internally laughing that because he's not aware what IT people is getting now. 12 years experienced people in IT, especially in cybersecurity, getting more than 2 lakh rupees per month. 2 lakh is minimum. I'm taking 12 years, people are earning 30 to 40 lakhs nowadays. 3 to 4 lakh rupees without tax, if you talk about. Around 40 to 45 lakhs 12 years experience. He was just getting 50,000 and he was so happy because he's living with the people who are getting this much only. He's living in that kind of environment where people are getting 60,000, 70,000. His manager itself is having 16 years experience. He's getting 70,000 per month. These people have selected because that time IT was in recession in 2010-11. That time IT was in recession, and these people selected. Guys, mute your mic, please. One moment. Guys, please mute your mic. I'm muting now. Okay. So that time IT was in recession, right? People used to say that like electrical, mechanical, these branches are poor branches. core branches, right? Civil, considering the core branches, that evergreen branches will have always, good demand in the market. Now, these people are realizing that because there is no much growth in these fields, in mechanical, electrical, there are many people I'm getting here. Every batches, I have plenty of people who passed out. If you talk about engineering, especially from engineering background, mechanical, civil, electrical, they passed out and they're realizing after doing the job, they're getting starting package 20,000, 25,000, 15,000 also. I have a couple of people who work for a couple of years for 15,000, 20,000. So this is not something that the package has been reduced in this field. The something the difference came because cybersecurity, so this IT market grown a lot, and now offering people much more package nowadays. I see the 3 year, 4 year people are getting 15 lakh, 20 lakhs package. This has become normal in cybersecurity and IT nowadays, especially in cybersecurity. I see my government people are working in the government. My friends are working in the government. They, they used around. They took around 3 to 4 years, 5 years to get the government job. Now, after 5 years, they got the initial salary of 25,000. Now they are getting after these many years, because 4 5 years they have taken.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, it's audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, I think then the problem should be from your end. It was dropped in between for everyone or for someone?
Yes, sir. For everyone.
Okay. So if in case I'm not able to hear you, my voice loss, you have my number, right? You can give me a call. Sometimes happens, sometimes connection becomes unstable, even though I have the cable connection here. So you give me a call on my phone if you have my number, so that I'll come to know. Otherwise, I'll keep speaking and I'll not come to know that I have lost my voice or video in between. So, so what I was telling is people, started their government job after preparing for 5 years. Now they are getting 40,000, 45,000, and now they are seeing their friends. They are seeing their friends earning in lakhs, bought the flat in Bangalore and some metro cities, and these people are not even able to take the home loan, because in order to have good home, they at least need to pay 30,000, 40,000 as an EMI, at least 30,000. Get a point? So after working on government also, nowadays, government work is not like before, that you have to go and sit, you don't have to work. Many of the government job now, you have to go by 9 o'clock and have to come by 6 o'clock only. You have to, make the attendance there. You're working with people who are very old age and all. You'll not be. So government people are, I have seen that what my observation is, what feedback I have, got from the various people who are working in the government. They're saying that people are not even, bothered to learn the new technologies, because there is no scope, in the sense there is no growth. The growth is happening based on experience, not based on your expertise that you have. So nobody is actually bothered to learn new technology, because they'll be getting that much only. Whatever work they do or they do not do, they'll be getting that much only, right? But in IT especially, IT, how much you learn, how much skills you have, based on that you have the growth. 3 year people are getting 8 lakhs also, and 3 year people, experienced people, getting 20 lakhs also. You have freedom here. How much you learn means earning is directly proportional to learning. How much you learn, how much expertise and skill you have, that much you can grow. I have never given any government exam since beginning. I have never given. My friend used to prepare for the government exam. I had never given exam, because I don't wanted to, restrict myself. I had some different target. I understand that government job, this kind of job, earning this much of limited money, you can run your life, you can give education, and you can learn normal life. You cannot become rich. Yes or no? these kind of people are taking the loan and full life they are paying the loan after retirement, whatever money they have, right? Only that much. The life is like a straight line. But if you want to grow
Somebody
exponentially,
is on unmute, and because of that, I cannot hear your voice properly.
any problem? What happened?
So somebody's mic is on unmute, and because of that, we cannot hear your voice properly.
One moment. Okay, let me mute. Guys, kindly mute your mic. Kindly mute your mic. So I was telling that is the growth nowadays in IT. If you really have, the target that you have to grow, you have to live a good life, luxurious life. IT nowadays is the solution for you. Because here, whatever you learn, right, if you have the skill expertise, you can earn that much. Here, especially in cybersecurity, you have the exponential growth. Guys, mute your mic, please. Please mute your mic. Otherwise, tomorrow onward, I'll have to mute everyone from my end to keep you muted. So, you understand the growth in cybersecurity, right? To see the right time, even it's not very difficult. You see, if from IT perspective, if you compare cybersecurity with development, .NET, Java, right? Let me, give the comparison. Guys, if I see your mic is unmuted without any question, I'll have to remove you and block you from here. So make sure that you unnecessarily do not unmute your mic. If you have any question in between, then only you unmute and then mute once you ask your question. In the other part of IT, like development, testing, right? So in the development, you see like you have always pressure. First of all, for development, if you're a coder, you need to have logic. It's not something that learn coding, learn programming, and your life has become settled, right? The good programmer, the good coder should have the logic. Without logic, just copy pasting the code, you cannot become the expert. Expert is someone who has their own logic to write new program. And again, if you talk from life perspective, always developer has always the deadline. Every new project they are getting, they have to deliver it in time. They are working day and night. But if you compare cybersecurity, you do not need any coding. Even though 95% of people in cybersecurity are not a programmer. They do not know the ABCD of coding and programming. That's the reason it is not required, it's not mandatory to have the technical degree to be the part of cybersecurity. It's not mandatory to have technical degree. I had people here, BA, BCom, BBA, non-technical background. Now, they're working on big companies in cybersecurity. They become the expert in few years and working on big companies. They have never, seen any obstacle that they have not. They are not from a technical background. If you talk about from engineering, also, it's not mandatory to have an engineer, because if you talk about, it's just a mindset that you are BCom and I am an engineer, so I have knowledge in computer. I am already engineer. Why? I am passed out from electronics and background, and I have gone through only one subject, that is called a data communication. Only data communication. Just a 6-month semester we have. 4 to 5 month exam happen in 4 to 5 months, right? And we go through question bank for just 2 or 3 nights only, and write the exam, right? Get it? So don't you think that we are from engineering background? So engineering background only can do this job. Other people cannot do that. We just have gone through one subject, not much about this technology, on which also we just learn the basic of networking. That's it. So you're from non-technical background. Maybe if I'm taking 3 months to get the job, maybe you will take 4 months, 5 months, because you might have to put some extra effort because your basics are not clear. So it is just a game of mindset. Some people who are from non-technical background, they are thinking that, oh, I'm BCom, I am BBA, he is an engineer. So if he earning lakh of rupees, That's okay for him, but I'm BCom, so I can only earn 30,000, 15,000. I can work on small companies. The game of mindset. Everybody has the same capabilities, we born with same capabilities, right? Now, in order to go, we have to develop the capability ourselves. If you can develop, I can also develop. If I can develop, he can also develop. Everybody has the same capabilities. It's just about the mindset that he can do it, I cannot do it. If you think that you can do it, you can definitely do it. Not very difficult. So, in order to start your career in cybersecurity, it's not mandatory to have computer science engineering or engineering. Either you come from a mechanical background, civil background, electrical background, or you come from non-technical BA, BCom. Just you have to have mindset. It's not very difficult. Here we have to work on the tools. So developer has already developed those tools, done the backend coding. We have to just work on those tools to run it. Get it? That's all we have to do it, and it's not very difficult. Even it's an easy job, easy to get the interview, easy to get the job because of the demand now. I'm telling you that it's difficult to get the expert in the market. Companies are now compromising the people, even though they are less than average. They have expertise even below average. Still, companies are hiring because they don't have any other option. They have project on their head. They get new project. Nowadays, companies are getting the project on a daily basis, new project. These big companies. Always you see there are recruitment in these companies daily basis because they're getting many projects. And in order to run those projects, they need people. If they will not find the expert, they will have to look for other people who are even have some knowledge. Even those who are not expert, even below average people are getting good job in the market. They have to fulfill the requirement, at least without knowledge, at least having some knowledge. So that is the demand in the market nowadays in cybersecurity. It's very right time to enter into it. Now in cybersecurity having two parts. If talk about stages in cybersecurity, are having two stages, two type of security you will see within cybersecurity. One is offensive and another defensive. Offensive and defensive. In offensive side, people who are working on the offensive security, what they does is they act like an attacker. We also call as the penetration testing. You heard about penetration testing, ethical hacking. So penetration testing and ethical hacking, if you heard about this word, ethical hacking, CH, ethical hacker. Yes or no? You might have heard this beautiful words. Generally you hear in the market, ethical hacker, right? People get induced and join CH training, certified ethical hacker. I want to hack. I want to learn hacking. Penetration testing and ethical hacking, these people are the part of offensive security. Means in this case, what these people are doing is they're attacking the companies. They're trying to attack the companies and check whether they are successful or not. These are not actually attacker. That's why we call ethical attacker. Ethical hacker means white hat hacker. Means these people are not attacking the companies for any wrong intention, any bad intention. They're attacking the companies to check if they can penetrate the network, if they can attack the company and compromise their server, compromise the network. Then real attacker, who are the bad guys, can also attack it, can also compromise. Means these guys will check the vulnerabilities, weaknesses in the network, loopholes, weak holes in the network. Yes, kindly mute your mic, please. If any question you have, please mute your mic. I'll be taking your question. So I was telling that these people are, are taking the companies with right intention, with, with legitimate intention, this white hat hacker, to check if there are any, vulnerabilities, if there are any weaknesses. Using this white hat hacker means offensive security can penetrate the network, then they will come to know that the weakness in the network. If we can penetrate, attacker can also penetrate. Yes or no? A real attacker can also penetrate. So they will generate a report and share with the company, saying that your company is having these much of weaknesses, these many vulnerabilities, you have to fix it. Otherwise, real attacker will come and penetrate and compromise your network, exfiltrate your data, many things can be done. Yes or no? So this is called as ethical hacking, and it's called offensive security, means offenses, right? Offensive security means trying like an attacker. So these people we call as penetration tester or ethical hacker or white hat hackers. Get in mind? It's really a good job. It's really a good job being a ethical hacker and penetration tester. Really a good job. But it does not pay much in the market. Why? Because there are less opportunities for these people. Why? Because not every company required to have the offensive security team. Why? Why they do not require? People, every company should be doing the penetration testing to ensure whether their network is secure or not, whether any vulnerability, any weaknesses are there or not. They should find it out. Even government made them compulsory, mandatory that you should do the penetration testing once in a 3 month, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. You have to check. Then why these companies do not hire people penetration tester? The reason is, if these companies will hire penetration tester and these tester will do the testing for their own company, does not make any sense. Why? Because these people who are the part of the same company, they already knows the in and out of the company. They already knows that how many firewall we have, what is the IP of the firewall, which firewall we have the gateway perimeter, which firewall we have the internal, which IPS, which SIM tool we have. They already knows the in and out, right? Some person who already knows in and out the company, if he do the penetration testing, he is already having an idea, right? He cannot attack like an attacker, actual attacker. Penetration tester should have zero knowledge about the network, about the company network. Then only he can try, like he can make a strategy to attack a company like an attacker. If somebody who is already have knowledge of your organization, your network, your devices, he cannot attack like an attacker. Yes or no? That's the reason companies, not every companies hire penetration tester or white hat hackers. Instead, they take the services from third party, outside vendor. They'll give the contract to outside vendor, some service provider. But yeah, do one thing, that you do the half yearly, quarterly, yearly penetration testing in our company. Third party vendor does not know. They have zero knowledge about your company network. Then they can attack like an attacker. And they will actually give the real report that if an attacker, real attacker will attack your company, then whether he will be successful or not, and what kind of vulnerabilities, weaknesses are present in your network, and they will suggest to how to patch, how to fix those weaknesses. Get in mind? That's the reason penetration testing for white hat hackers does not have much demand, unfortunately, because their work is not regular. They're not doing the penetration regularly. Yes or no? That okay, this company I got project, daily I will do the penetration testing. No. Daily I will try to penetrate. No. It happens occasionally, maybe monthly, quarterly, yearly, half yearly, not daily. It's not required to penetrate the network 24/7. If any work required to be done continuously, means they need people all the time. but it's occasionally happening, even though not all on the company. One vendor will have sort of team, one company will have sort of team who will provide the penetration testing services. Only this third party vendor or service provider will have this team, not all the companies. Get it, right? Understand? That's the reason some people are too much interested, but unfortunately, there's no much growth in this field. Because of course, if demand is less, yes or no? If somebody, you might have heard about, yaar, बारिश आ गई, टमाटर का भाव बढ़ गया, क्योंकि because the production is less now. If some production is less and demand is high, or demand is same only and production is less, of course, the cost will get increased. If some resources which you have already available in the market and the requirement is less, obviously, the pay will be less. Yes or no? That is the scenario about offensive security. The field is good, but unfortunately, there is no much growth. I had several people here. I had several people who are working on those fields for offensive security. Now they want to move to defensive security because of this gap between the availability and demand. Understand the work of offensive security team. Some people hear this work, ethical hacker, and blindly they join CEH training. I'm telling you that trainer who teach you the CEH himself does not know how to hack. He's a just fresher kind of guy, does not even have much expertise who is teaching the CEH. People think that by doing CEH they will become hacker. And CEH is the basics of hacking. The practical that they will do on the router, on the switcher, on the wireless router, who are already vulnerable, already having who does not have security, already having that loophole and weaknesses, they will show you how to penetrate it. That is actually not a hacking training. I'm telling you that. Don't fall in this kind of trap. But I'm not saying that you will not learn anything. But if you think that by doing the CS training or ethical hacking training, you'll become the hacker, then this is a false news. It's a false thinking. It's just a basics of hacking. You're not going to become the hacker. Anyway, so it requires a lot of work. Even not everything can be hacked. Some people are calling me, sir, my girlfriend, me or my girlfriend has a breakup. Can you hack her account, please? Facebook account, Gmail account. Sometimes I'm getting this one. You understand? Cybersecurity, they are searching and they're getting the company name and they're calling. Can you hack my girlfriend account? Bhai, it's not an easy to hack Facebook or Gmail. If you can hack Facebook, you'll get crores of rupees from Meta. Not an easy. These are big companies and have all the security issues. It's not an easy task to anybody hack anything. Yes or no? Some people are thinking that if you're the hacker, if you're the cybersecurity, you can hack anything. Yes or no? So now this was the part of offensive security, right? Cybersecurity having two parts. One is offensive, another is defensive. Majority of the companies believe in defensive security. Offensive is also required to check any vulnerability weaknesses, but defensive security ensures that the data is protected. They ensure and check the activities. Defensive means defending, right? Defensive means defending, means defend the attacks, defend the attackers. Attacker is hitting to you and you are defending. We are not fighting with the attacker. We are just defending. We believe in defense. So defensive security is the part of defensive team is the part of cybersecurity team. That also we call as blue team. Offensive security we call as red team, and defensive security we call as blue team. Blue team ensures that if any kind of activity happening and attacker is coming, they have to defend it and they have to investigate, analyze, and check what kind of activities Is this any unusual, abnormal, suspicious activity happening? They are taking the action to block it, to remediate it. They ensure that the network is protected, the network is being monitored for any unusual, abnormal, suspicious activities. Never mind. Blue team is defensive security team who defend, who monitor what kind of activity is happening. Means who they monitor the whole network. Defensive security team monitor the whole network. What kind of traffic connections our internal user may be connecting outside, and what kind of traffic, what kind of connection coming in. They monitor the whole activities of the network and ensure that if any unusual, abnormal, suspicious activity is happening, they investigate, analyze, and take the respective action to ensure that our network is secure. Get in mind? So defensive security team required to work 24/7. They always keep an eye what is going, what is coming in, any suspicious thing, they will start investigating it and they will take the action. That's the reason almost every company who are dealing with this kind of digital assets, collecting customer information, government is making them mandatory to have a team, to have the defensive security team to check, to monitor the network 24/7. Even though we have the various security devices, if you watch my previous videos, or further also I explain you that we have the various security device like firewall, IPS, IDR, DLP, we have email gateway, we have the proxy, all the tool we have here, right? But tools are having predefined information that we call a signature. Yes or no? Tools are not human. What information you have already given to the tool, based on that, they will decide whether particular activity is suspicious or not, and they will take the action to block it. But something new is coming. Those are tools, not a human. Yes or no? They will not be able to detect it. It's a suspicious activity and resulting successful compromise will happen. Yes or no? In that case, we need people who can keep an eye, because only human can do that at the end. Security guard, you already told security guard, like your security devices, right? You already security device told security guard that if anybody is coming in, if he's having entry pass, then only he will allow. Yes or no? Ask from where you have come, where you have to go, to whom you want to meet, and check the pass. If it is allowed, then only he will allow. Or if anybody is coming, we'll send you an email. Check his name and email name. If it is matching, then allow. Yes or no? Other people do not allow. You tell to the security guard. One day, some bad guy came in. He's having pass also, but he was coming with the gun. We have not told that security guard that if anybody is having pass and coming with the gun, do not allow him or allow him. We did not told him, but he is the human being. He is having his own common sense. That somebody even having pass coming with the gun can maybe the attacker. Yes or no? Can maybe the terrorist, and he may call the police without even you have told him, right? He's having his own common sense. By using his own common sense, he can call to the police, and police can catch him, right? Because human beings are having their own common sense, but these devices does not have their own common sense. What information you have defined on the devices, that is called a signature, based on that only they will detect it. Any new thing coming in, this device does not have signature, does not have predefined information, they'll not be able to catch it. Yes or no? That's the reason we cannot rely on these tools only. Government is making them compulsory to make the network strong, to make the network secure. You need the people who can monitor the network 24/7, analyze it and take the action. Those people we call as defensive security team, cyber security team, and under cyber security defensive team. That's the reason before 2012-13, very less companies were having security versus center SOC team, defensive security team, because that time we have network security teams already, right, and pretty protected. But now, once the digital happened very fast, 3G came, 4G came, right, attackers also got up and static and new. They understood that now the market is very good for them. Yes or no? Since then, many companies are now setting up the defense security team and hiring people, deploying the respective tool to monitor network 24/7. The defensive team, defense security team, we call as blue team, right? And this defensive security team we call as SOC team, SOC. We call as SOC team. SOC is the part of defense security team, blue team. Are you the part of red team or blue team? Being a SOC, we are the part of blue team. Offensive security like penetration tester, ethical hacker are the part of red team. One moment. So SOC team, let me give a brief about SOC team. SOC is a centralized department. SOC stands for Security Operations Center. SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Security Operations Center, centralized department who operate the security of your whole organization, whole network. Because Security Operations Center, center means centralized. Yes or no? The name itself reveals it's centralized. Security Operations Center, right? In the circle, this is center. Yes or no? So Security for Center is a centralized department for any company who manage and who defend the cybersecurity threats, cybersecurity attacks, right? We call Security Operations Center. So Security Operations Center, people who worked, who are the part of Security Operations Center, we call as SOC analyst. Initial people, SOC analyst. We actually work on the ground. Who actually work on the ground means who actually work to monitor and to take the action. We call them SOC analyst, right? So initial people who are working on cybersecurity in SOC, we will call them SOC analyst, Cyber Security Operations Center analyst. The actual will be SOC analyst, but companies are giving the reasons such as security analyst, information security analyst, cyber security analyst, right? But if you're the part of SOC team, you will be mainly called as SOC analyst, right? So SOC Security Center team is a centralized team who monitor the network 24/7, which monitor the network 24/7 and check if any suspicious activities are happening. They monitor all inbound activities, outgoing activities, right? And analyze, investigate if any threat been observed, any unusual activity which were not happening before, which were not observed before, abnormal activity which should not happen, which is not usual, abnormal. Any suspicious activity has been observed, they analyze it. They collect the whole information, deep dive investigation they do for some cases, and check the activity that is happening is really suspicious or not. In case it is suspicious, then they will take the action to block it, or they might not have access to all the tool to block it or to take the action. In that case, they'll be creating the cases we call as incident. They'll be creating the cases and assigning it to respective team for further action. And we're taking the follow-up. Bhaiya, the incident we have assigned to this team, have you taken the action? Have you blocked it? They will take the action also, right? So we'll monitor the network 24/7 to ensure that the activities are happening right now in our network are normal activities, not abnormal, any unusual, any attack activity, any threat. They will check, they will monitor, and they will take the action. This way, we can ensure more security in our network. Yes or no? As well as in case any threat activity happen, any compromise already happen. So, but some cases will happen, right? It does not mean that there are so many attacks are happening. It does not mean that they does not have SOC team or they does not have a security team. They have it, but sometimes it happens. That's the reason in cybersecurity, you cannot call yourself, you cannot call your company network that we are 100% secure. Nothing is idle, nothing is 100%. See, if you have security guard in your company, you can ensure the security of your company data 99%, maybe 100% also sometime. But even though you have the all security devices, security teams, security people, still you can never say that the network, your company, your data is 100% secure. You do not know. Attackers are very intelligent. So you are intelligent, attackers are also very intelligent. It's not something, यार physical चोर जैसा नहीं है कि कोई उठ के आ गया चोरी कर लिया बिना स्ट्रेटजी बनाए. These are actually educated people, even sometimes more educated than our people. Yes or no? Attacking are not easy. Those people are actually programmer, developer. They develop their own programs, own strategy to attack the network. Compared to many of the defensive people, these attackers are more intelligent than them. We never know that what kind of malware, what kind of program and script they are going to create and launch to a network. Yes or no? That's the reason you can never say that your company is 100% secure, your network is 100% secure. So being a SOC team, that is also the responsibility. Being a SOC team, it's also SOC team responsibilities to ensure that in case any compromise already happened. Look at here. In case any compromise already happened, right? They have to ensure that the impact of the compromise should be minimal. Let's say one computer got compromised. They should come to know, investigate what was the root cause, what was the attacker IP, how attacker attacked the company. Where is the attacker right now? Is he still inside or is outside? Yes, they have to investigate and they have to ensure that the impact of the compromise should be minimal. That means if one computer compromised, they can ensure that other computers should not be compromised. It should not have a further impact on our network. So not have, right? So if you have the SOC team, you will have better security. In case one computer, one particular server, one particular device is compromised, they ensure, investigate, and make sure that it should have the lesser impact. If nobody is there to investigate and check, if attacker is already inside, he can compromise brute force and compromise other computers. Yes or no? He can do the privilege escalation. He can create account. He can create admin account and compromise some other systems, right? But SOC team you have, right? In case in case one computer compromise also, but SOC team is there to check it, and compromise happen immediately. They will block it once they come to know, investigate and come to know, and will ensure that other computers are not being compromised. So they also ensure that if in case any computer compromise or any compromise happen, the impact of the compromise should be minimal. Yes or no? As well as the cost of remediation should be also minimal. Of course, if impact will be minimal, the cost of remediation would also be minimal. Yes or no? Means fixing those issues, fixing those problems, what attacker had damaged will also be minimal. If one computer has been attacked with ransomware, one user has opened that email through which attacker has sent the ransomware malware, one person has opened that email, his system got encrypted. We came to know, being a SOC team, we came to know this particular system has been encrypted because of ransomware. We'll check it out. Being a SOC team, we'll check it out. How many users have received such emails? Yes or no? What is the attacker email ID? What is subject line from that attacker has sent an email? What is the attachment name? We can run the report and check how many users have received those emails. We can reach out to them and ask them, do not open it. Yes or no? This will happen if you have the SOC team. So this way, SOC team ensure that if compromise already happened, the cost of the compromise, so the impact of the compromise will be minimum. Of course, if computer compromise with ransomware, you encrypted your data, then you have to reimage. The only way is either give the money to attacker to get the decryption key, or reimage your system. Reimaging system means you're losing your data. Some of the data will be there on the system. You're losing your data, means cost of remediation. If many of the computer will compromise, means much cost of remediation. Yes or no? It's good to have SOC team. So that is the reason companies always do. We being a SOC team, we also send do's and don'ts to our people. Yes or no? Regularly, we go and we deliver the security awareness training. Security awareness training to people who are maybe not from security. Not everybody is aware about cybersecurity, right? If still you get emails, if you get my last one of my, you still get messages, right? That your SPI account will get locked today, or if the debit card has been disabled because you have not updated PIN number. Update PIN number, click on this link and enter your information. Why this emails messages are coming? Because they know that not all the people are aware of that, those phishing messages, phishing emails. Yes or no? If you're opening such email, it's not only your loss, it's company loss, whole company loss. Yes or no? That's the reason we always, being a part of the security team, we used to send do's and don'ts to people who are non-technical, or even some technical people also do not have understanding, because not all the people are from cybersecurity background. Yes or no? They are good in coding. They're good in programming, they're good in development, they're good in testing, they're good in business. Yes or no? So we, time to time, we deliver the security awareness training that if these kind of things you see, you have to report or you should not act. For example, if you're receiving an email which you're not expecting, right? Do not open that email, do not open the attachment, report to Security Operations Center, SOC team. Yes or no? These kind of security awareness training we deliver time to time, as well as when you join any new company, security awareness training is made mandatory. Almost all the companies who are keeping their data in digital format, government has made this compliance policy, not the company. Government has made the compliance policy that any new employee joined to your company, security awareness training should be the part of onboarding process. Within 15 days, within 10 days, these are mandatory training that you have completed. If you have ever joined, you might be call from manager, yeah, तुम्हारा ये training pending है यार, you have not yet completed. This training of yours is pending. You have not yet completed. Complete it. Otherwise, your salary will be on hold. Yes or no? Because this is again a compliance. Government makes sure that your people should be aware of cybersecurity, and those security awareness training, self-paced training you'll have, self-paced training, recorded training. You have to complete those training, and there'll be quick exam also, whether you understood the concept or not. If any email will come, what extra will you? These are the 4 options. If you're not pass, again watch the training, or again retake the exam. But retaking the exam, again you have to watch the training, otherwise you will not pass. You will pass and you'll get the certificate. Okay, you're certified, means you know it. You have gone through it carefully. But still, that is not 100%. Still, we do keep sending do's and don'ts time to time. That do not do this and do not do this. Get your mind? Last time was discussing. Anyways, so that is the cybersecurity SOC team work does to ensure your network is protected, your network is ensured to have better security. So that's the reason SOC team had the demand. Almost all the companies, majority of the companies which you handle, right? Every company is now having computers, now having the data in the digital format. They need the SOC team. So cybersecurity people, especially SOC people, So you can work on any company. It does not mean that being a SOC team while you work on IT company also only or banking company. But yeah, you can work on pharmaceutical company, some healthcare company. You can work on construction company. You can work on a hospital, hotel also. Even your cybersecurity. Yes or no? Because every company, every industry is almost required cybersecurity people. Maybe possible that some company, because let's say healthcare, Bharat Biotech, right? They're developing the vaccines, developing the pharmacy like medicines and all. They don't want to focus. They want to focus on their core business only. They don't want to set up security team and all. But government made it mandatory, right? But they don't have idea, because I'm expert in making the medicine, making the vaccines. We do not know security, right? So these kind of company will come like 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐴, Wipro, Pro, TCS, IBM, that you don't have to bother about security. You focus on your core business. We are giant in cybersecurity services. We have certified people who will manage your security. That's the reason while working on these company is service-based company, and if any company provides the cybersecurity services, we call them MSSP, Managed Security Service Provider. Means they are managing the services security of other company. That's what we call Managed Security Service Provider. Get it? Because these companies are managing the security of other companies. So being a work on the, you're working on the Accenture, but you're working for one of the bank, HDFC Bank. You're working for some payment system based on Saudi Arabia. Working from here, being a part of Accenture. You're working for one of the real estate company. Working for one of the steel plant, but working on Accenture, right? Either these company can set up their own SOC team, or they will have to outsource. Anybody has to do it definitely, because it's a compliance requirement. Either these companies set up their own SOC, or they outsource it to someone else, service provider company. Yes or no? Nowadays, more and more companies, these service provider companies are getting more and more projects from these companies. Yes or no? Also, that is cost effective. Taking outsourcing SOC services to other companies is a cost effective for small companies. Some small, let's say Zomato, for example. Zomato is a little big now, but small companies will have 100 devices, 100, 200 devices, servers, network security device and all. For 100 devices only, they will have to set up security for center. They have to have at least 10 people, 6 people to monitor it 24/7. Then L1, L2, L3, L4, team lead, assistant manager, full security team. They need 15 people to manage just 100 devices to monitor. Yes or no? While Accenture is already having team, right? They are providing services to these many clients. They can provide, same team can handle these 100 devices also, right? So it's a win-win situation for both, for these companies also. If they will set up their own SOC, deploy the respective SIM tools and all, it will take much cost, and half of the cost they can outsource to the other company like Accenture, Tech Mahindra, TCS and Wipro. Yes or no? So it is a win-win situation for both of the company. Service provider also got new project and they're utilizing their existing people with lesser cost, and this company is also taking the project in very less cost. Yes or no? So that's the reason. If you're working, guys, mute my please. If you work on such companies, so that's the reason you work on those companies, different companies, or you work on service provider. But if you get the opportunity to work on such a company like product-based company like healthcare, construction, who are having their own product instead of service-based, because service-based companies, one technology, one tool, right? So they will have separate tool for firewall, separate tool for email gateway, separate for SIM tool, right? So if you're providing services, SOC main tool is SIM tool, I'll tell you, right? So you might end up working on single tool only, single technology only, because you are providing services to same service to many companies, right? So you have separate team for separate services in service-based company. While if you're the part of product-based company, right? They may not have separate firewall team, they may not have separate IPS team, DLP team, email gateway team within cybersecurity. So if you're working on such companies, supportable companies who are having their own SOC, we call it in-house SOC or internal SOC, you'll get very good exposure to learning perspective, because you're working on multiple tools, multiple technologies within the same team. Where in a service-based company, you might end up working the same tool, same technology for a long time. Got your mind? Now you understand. This SOC team is the centralized department, right? Who monitor all your network. Who monitor all your network 24/7. That's the reason SOC team need to work 24/7. You have to be ready because working from the initial L1 perspective, like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years experience, will be the L1 people. The main job will be L1 people of the main job that people are doing in the SOC is L1 people who are actually, we call a ground support team, right? Ground support team. So those are actually, main people who are monitoring the network. L1 people up to 1 year, 2 year, 3 years people working as L1, and they are the one who monitor network 24/7, analyze and take the action or create the cases to send respective team. So as a fresher or as a new people, L1 people, you have to be ready to work 24/7. Mostly for girls, generally company are not calling them for night shift. You might be giving the morning shift 6 to 3 or 7 to 3, 6 to 3, 6 to 3 or 7 to 3, 8 hours, 9 hours, 9 hours, some 8 hours, or afternoon shift like 2 to 11, something like that, or 1 to 10 like that. Generally, many of the companies are not giving night shift to girls. If they will be giving somehow, then they're asking them to continue to work from home on night shift, right? People like you, like boys, right? They will get night shift. You should be ready. I don't think there's any problem because you'll not see for a month. Generally, it will be rotating like 15 days, right? So initial of the career, I'm telling you that 2-3 years you worked. 2-3 years. Then once you become a senior, then you may not have to do the night shift. Initial of your career, I also did it. And you'll get night shift allowance also. If you get it, you'll get minimum 500 rupees as a night shift allowance for shift. When we work for 1 year, 2 years, our package is less, right? 500 minimum. Service-based company will get. Service-based company will get minimum 500 in service-based company. If you work in product-based company, you may get 1500. Around 1500. It's been long time. 10 years, 12 years back, we used to get 700 rupees. We were working on one of the product-based company. We used to get 700 rupees on night shift 12 years back because it was a service-based company. Oh, sorry, product-based company. Service-based company offer less. So at least 500 rupees. Some rare company are giving $400. It depends, but minimum 500. Most of the companies are offering. So if you work for 15 days night shift, 2 weeks means 7,000 almost you can get, right? We used to get a weekend allowance also. Even we used to work on Saturday, Sunday. Still, when we get the combo for other days, still we get around 1,750 rupees if you, in case we work on holiday. Even though we get the combo also, extra day also, but still we used to get this. So the various policies you have. So I believe that initial time of your career, you should be ready to work 24/7. Just 2-3 years you have to work. Once you become the expert, once you get on the other level, you might not have to work. But the salary is good compared to other field. So you have to be open to work on 24/7 in initial time of your career. Okay, so SOC team, you understand the work of SOC team, right? Now SOC team actually use the SIEM tool. Without SIEM tool, SOC is not competitive, will not be calling this team as a SOC team if your team does not have SIEM tool. If your SOC team does not have SIEM, will not be calling as SOC. SIEM is the technology. SIEM is the mandatory tool. Without SIEM tool, SOC will not be called as SOC. SIEM is the main tool in SOC. So SIEM is the actually tool that we used to monitor, SIEM tool gives the whole security posture of your network. Whole security posture you can see on the SIEM, what is going on using the SIEM. So actually, SOC team actually use the SIEM tool to monitor network 24/7. There might be some other tool also apart from the SIEM, but SIEM is the main tool within the SOC that we use to monitor the network 24/7. Yes or no? So being a SOC team, majority of the time you will be working on the SIEM tool. So SIEM stands for Security Information and Event Management. Security Information and Event Management. To manage security information, what is coming, what is going, who is doing what, all information is being recorded and being collected by your SIEM. And that you use the console of the thing to monitor what activity happening, what alert. Oh, I can see from this particular destination, a lot of traffic is having 10 lakhs event are going, 10 lakhs construction going. What is going on? It was unusual. It was, we have never seen it before. Let's investigate it. I got the alert also. You'll have alerting system also. It's not something that you have to monitor each and every event, each and every things. It have alerting system. When such unusual activity, we'll write some correlation rules here, some policies here, pattern here, and in case any activity happen, it will detect automatically and it will send you an alert. But that alert sometimes may not be suspicious. Sometimes it is actually a suspicious activity, sometimes may not be suspicious. That's why you guys have to investigate and you have to deep down about this alert, whether it is actually legitimate, it's legitimate or actually the suspicious activity. You have to investigate this. And that is what you guys are going to do, being the part of SOC team. Bear in mind, in this training that we have for SOC training, we cover everything, every process, what exactly people are doing from day one, L1, L2, and majority L3 people, senior people, what actually they are doing, how to set up the SOC, how to solution the SOC, how to plan the SOC, how to deploy, how to plan SIEM deployment, how to monitor, how to configure your SOC and SIEM tool, how to do the daily activity, what exactly people are doing the daily activity within the SOC, what kind of investigation they do, how to write this correlation rule, how to get the different event on your SIEM, what kind of report you daily send, what kind of report you send to the customer on a monthly basis, how to investigate such kind of alert if they will trigger, how to do the threat hunting without any alert, how you can hunt the threat manually, they call it threat hunting, log analysis. Every responsibility that you have, you have being a part of SOC team, we are going to cover here. Apart from that, some extra activities such as malware analysis, phishing email analysis, vulnerability assessment is part of defense and security, vulnerability management. That also nowadays some companies are asking. We started covering here in our SOC training. So that is full package. After this training, not only fresher level training. I have people here who are fresher, completely fresher, are not from technical background, are BA, BCom pass out, does not have good computer knowledge also. I have these kind of people also, because I have designed this training in such a way so that even a layman can understand. After covering some basic classes, you'll have your background created, your base created, foundation created. Then you are going to understand the advanced concept also. So, so I was telling all real-time activities, what people are doing on a daily basis, right? What kind of scenario you observed while you work, different scenario, this attempt happened in the company, what the high severity incident happened, how you investigated, what kind of investigation you have done, how did you come to know, to whom you have reported, or what kind of remediation you have done, what was the root cause for this incident, each and everything we are going to discuss and cover it here. And you will do the hands-on in the lab here. In this training, we'll be covering two SIEM tools. SIEM is the technology, SIEM, Security Information and Event Management technology, where we have multiple vendors. Like your car is technology, right? Car is the technology, four-wheeler is the technology. We have multiple vendors, like you have Hyundai, yes or no? You have Honda, you have Maruti, you have Mahindra, yes or no? So these are the vendors. Similarly, SIEM also you have multiple vendors like Splunk who create this Splunk. You have 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐬. You have 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐬. You have QRadar. You have QRadar. You have Sentinel. multiple tools in the market, right? Main is the technology. If you can drive one car, right? Honda car, you can also drive Maruti, you can also drive Mercedes also. Main is the technology, right? If you know how technology works, because these are just a vendor. All the SIM tool will have same feature. What you can achieve from this, you can achieve from this also, this also, this also. Just maybe little functionality is difference. If you work on Splunk, you can also work on 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐴, you can also work on 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐼𝑟, you can also work on Sentinel, because your concept is clear what exactly we have to do. You understand? Every car have 5 to 6 gears, clutch, steering, 4 wheels. Similarly, every SIM will have almost same functionality. Main is the technology. Here in our training, your full funda for SOC for SIM is going to clear here. After this training, you should be able to work on any kind of SIM tool, irrespective to the vendor. Fully hands-on. We have world-class left and right. These all tools like Splunk, 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐴, these especially these tools are paid tool. Splunk is available for free, but main tool we call a SIEM Splunk Enterprise Security is not free. It's a paid tool. We have to pay in the lakhs. 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐴 is the paid tool. We have to pay in the lakhs for the license, right? So these are licensed tools that you will not see anywhere. Majority of the providers are providing theoretical training, just overview. But to become the expert, to get the job like an experienced, it's mandatory to have the hands-on. Otherwise, by having theoretical knowledge, if you get knowledge, you crack the interview also, but you'll be always scared. Yes or no? Being an experienced, you should know the in and out. You should know the things practical. Nobody is going to teach you the tool once you go to the company. They will only teach you the process. What is the process of your current company? That is expertise from you that already have the tool knowledge, tool experience. Here, end to end, practically, you'll get 3 months of lab access also in our training that we do it here in our regular SOC analysis training. So you understand the career scope and whole, the SIM technology. So SIM is the main part of the SOC, right? So it's necessary to have SIM tool. So I have scheduled this training for 7 days. Before I cover the advanced, concept like SIM, other technology, it's very important. We have diverse background people here, right? People you join some people might have joined this just group just for the the sake of seeing what is going on, how is that they might not be aware about cybersecurity career scope, but still they have joined just to see because it was free. Some people are non-technical background, they do not have understanding of the networking. Because in order to secure the network, right? In cybersecurity, we're actually planning to secure the network, right? But until unless you do not understand the network, you cannot plan to secure it. First of all, you have to understand the network, right? Then only you can plan to secure it. Yes or no? So in this training, 7 days training, your strong background will be created, foundation will be created. I'm not charging anything for this training. You're free to join. Everybody is free to join. I'm telling you that 7 days training, it's a free to everyone. I'm not taking any fees from you guys. Whatever you join, whenever you join any further company or you plan to start your career in cybersecurity, you'll be full of confidence. Any training further you join, anything you learn, at least you know the foundation of your network and foundation of your security. Your strong foundation will be developed here in these 7 days.
Can I ask questions, sir?
I'll give you the time. Once I finish it, I'll take your questions. Okay. So generally I take the question simultaneously, but it is just a theoretical lecture. That's why I'm not taking the question here right now. But in my usual training, I take the question in between. So just theoretical, just explanation. I'm not explaining anything technically here. That's the reason I'm not taking your question. Otherwise, whenever I explain anything technical concept, I take the pause and I take the question in between only. So what I was telling, this 7 days training will be covering, will be setting up your foundation, the networking as well as security, how to secure the network, what are the various security devices like firewall, IPS, ADS, you have email gateway, you have proxy, right? These are the legacy device. These are mandatory devices. First of all, we'll set up the network. Then we'll understand that network is a kind of gate, office with gate, but no security guard. Anyone can come inside, anyone can go outside. Even you cannot trust your employee also. Yes or no? You have to monitor your internal activities also, what internal user are doing. Ghar ka bhedi lanka hai. 70% attacks are happening with by the insider threat or with the help of insider threat, right? Yes or no? Without insider threat, it's difficult for the attacker, to compromise to get into your network. It's insider people who are sending the information about your company intentionally or unintentionally. Sometimes they end up sending critical information. They did not realize that it was the attacker email or attacker website where they have filled the form, filled the information. Remind. So being a security team, we do not have to monitor only outside a threat, but inside a threat also we have to monitor. Yes or no? हिंदी में जो कहावत मैंने बोली, हिंदी में कहावत है घर का भेदी लंका ढाए, because your insider employee having all the information. They have to ensure that the critical information, proprietary information should not go out. You have such security tools, right? So we'll understand that. So network is a kind of gate, but no security guard. Anyone can go out, anyone can come inside. Now we'll understand how to secure the network. What are the various security devices to secure the network? Then we'll understand that even though we have the various security devices, still we are not secure because these devices work based on a predefined signature, predefined information. Then how to do the further security? Then we'll talk about the SOC and SIEM. Then apart from these security, these are mandatory tools that you should have. Apart from that, we should have the SOC, and inside we should have the SIEM to monitor the activity 24/7 using the SIEM. Then we'll understand and explain, introduce about SOC and SIEM here within 7 days of the class. These are free. I'm not taking any money, right? But your strong foundation will be created for free. So what will happen is we have the regular batch started yesterday for SOC analyst training. It's a 3-month training. So initially 7 days, I'll be allowing you guys to join for free, right? I'm not taking any money from you, but just a helping hand. Your foundation will be created. People who cannot manage to have 3 weeks of training and pay the fees, right? At least you can manage to join. Strong foundation will be created. Then further things you can learn from other other medium like YouTube and other documentation and all, because your foundation will be created here. Gentlemen, I cannot have all that because I'm also a professional. I just all for my business. So I have to look for that perspective also, because we have to pay for licensing and everything, right? So here we give the 3 months of lab access also, 24/7, anytime people can connect to the lab and do the practice. It's a fully hands-on training. But initial 7 days, I'll be allowing you guys also to be part of my training. But you have to keep in mind, because I have around few people here, around 60, 70, 80 people here who will be over the part of paid training, right? Same training you'll also be allowed to join. One moment. But you have to ensure that you manage, one minute. You have to ensure that you ask only necessary question, right? You guys are joining for free does not mean that you unnecessarily offenses you create or unnecessary out of subject question. I can explain anything within cybersecurity. If you ask anything, I can explain. I'm telling you that. But it's not happened that people are asking something different, or people are getting some offenses. Somebody is not muting mic, turning on the camera, not using the mic, unnecessary noise is being created, right? So that should not happen. If in case this happen, I'll have to move to the YouTube live only. Considering that this much of, managing this much of people on the same call, same meeting, very, very difficult. Okay, guys, now if you have any questions. So Monday onwards, this SOC training introduction we have done yesterday, regular training. So Monday onwards, we'll start a subject and everyone will be joining through Zoom. Anybody who cannot join, I'm making this through YouTube live also. So you can watch in the later time as well, if it is not fit to your current, current timing. Now, if you have any question, you guys can go ahead and ask.
Sir, will you provide placements after completing the course?
See, placement in the sense, see here, the quality of training are guaranteed. Commitment is the quality of training. Placement will be on best of our ways, but we not give the guarantee because we cannot take it in our head.
Any resume preparation?
The quality of trainings are recommended. Resume preparation, right? Interview question, scenario-based question, Naukri profile preparation on LinkedIn, what all skills you have to mention, how to create the profile as well. That too will be covered. You'll be ready for the job. All real-time question like an experienced, right? Whatever questions are being asked from experience, already scenarios, everything will cover here. But we do not see we do not give any kind of fake commitment. Whatever I'm telling you is my commitment. Nobody can finger out to me that you have told this and you are not covering this or you are not doing this. That's the reason I'm not giving any guarantee for job. But almost people get the job because this is completely hands-on real-time training, and you'll have full idea, full experience what exactly people are doing in the SOC. So, however, various companies, we are here in 7 years, right? So we have the list of experienced people also go take the training and get the job. We have freshers also. Like various companies are reaching out to us that they need people. In that case, we refer you. We also want you, if you are become the part of SIEM XPERT, you should get the job. I'm telling you, we don't have much marketing. 80% people in our training are coming through references only. You get the job, being a non-technical, being a part of a different domain, different job. You got the job in cybersecurity SOC and earning very good package. Your friend will ask from you, how did you get that? And your friend will also join our training. So 80% people are joining through references only. We do not focus any fake information or we do not do much marketing on the internet because our batch are always full. So references only, 80% people are coming through references, rest 20% people are coming to the internet by searching on the internet. And people who are coming through a friend, 100% they are joining. They're 100% joining. If you called me, Sulabh, my friend has given the friends, you will join 100% because you are already motivated. However, if you came through Google, through our website, we have to explain them. And we are not much bothered about it. Because we have to tell that, okay, this is quality, this quality. And just 2-minute, 5-minute call, you cannot understand. Right? However, if your friend has suggested you, have taken the training, got the job, you are already motivated. Definitely will join. The focus is on the quality of training so that you'll be prepared, you'll be ready to get the job.
Hello.
Yes.
Which SIM tool will be covered in this course?
Here we'll be covering Splunk and 𝐓𝐸𝐧𝐢. 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 is having less demand, but it still be covered. Why? Because 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 is having very less training in the market. 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 was the leader for last 15 years in the market, one of the oldest tools, still having huge deployment.
With hands-on experience.
With hands-on. What I mean is still having huge deployment. Some people are 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 you cover, but having less demand. I understand it's having less demand, but it was leader for 15 years in the market and having huge number of deployment already. It's not very easy for anyone to migrate one tool to another because deployment costs crores of rupees and required years to deploy and make it mature. Not very easy to migrate with some other SIM tool. And license cost crores of rupees for this SIM tool. And 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 especially is not free, it requires a license. You search in the market, very less training you'll see for the 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 because of the licenses. So if very less training, but still, I'm saying that Splunk has more demand compared to 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢, but Splunk has more people also. Yes or no? We have here 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐟 training also, Sentinel training also, but for this job oriented training, I added 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 so that it'd be easy for you to get the job. Yes or no? And in this training itself, your full concept for SIM technology itself will be clear. You can work on any kind of SIM tool, you just go to the document. Yes or no? Or once you get the job, you join back some other training, Splunk, 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐿, Sentinel, any other training you even join back. Bear in mind, but in this training, 𝐓𝐸𝐳𝐢 is Splunk, your full funda for SIM technology itself is going to clear here. You can work on any SIM tool. Next question. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. This is Shanawaz here, sir.
Shanawaz, yes, Shanawaz, tell me.
Yeah, sir. I wanted to ask you, as being a part of Blue Team, Okay, we will be working in blue team, as you said.
Right.
So how important for the blue teamers to know the concept of attack framework?
Attack framework, like I think you are pointing out to MITRE or cyber kill chain, is it?
Yes, exactly. Because in some of my past interviews, interviewer asked me regarding the kill chain. He asked me that some attack happens, then how you
See,
will.
I'm telling you that if I take this session of 5-10 minutes, you can clearly understand cyber kill chain and MITRE. You might be going through a lot of video, a lot of things over internet with having huge information. You might not be having better understanding.
Yes, exactly.
Explaining you 5 minutes, you can easily understand. Then you read the things, you will easily understand. See, cyber kill chain, MITRE is the advanced version of cyber kill chain only. Cyber kill chain explains in 7 stages how attacker plan, collect the information, and execute the attack and achieve his motive. In 7 stages.
In 7 stages, yes.
7 stages are 7 objectives. First of all, attacker will plan and collect the information that called reconnaissance. On that stage, attacker will collect the information like doing the port scanning. If you have the role in your SIEM, port scanning activity detected, that will be mapped with reconnaissance phase of cyber kill chain. That is called as cyber kill chain mapping. Get in mind? So, attacker have these 7 stages. In first stage, attacker will collect the information, that is for reconnaissance, various ways through social media, by doing the port scanning. Yes or no? So that is called as reconnaissance. Another is weaponization, means now attacker got the information already, company information, vulnerability information, right? Port information. Now it will create the malware. That is weaponization. Before targeting, you will collect the information of the target, right? Then you will prepare your weapons. Yes or no? That is called weaponization. Then delivery. Now weaponization that you will hit, right? You will deliver it through email or through website. That is called a delivery. So step by step, cyber will explain how attacker will prepare, collect the information and deliver it, and then command and control and execute. And command and control means take the access of your computer and complete his motive. It is been explained in seven stages. Why this cyber kill chain of MITRE is important? Because in 7 means attacker will execute final motive. He will complete in 7 stages, right? That means you have 7 time. You have 7 options, 7 opportunity to detect an attacker and block it. Yes or no? During the recognition only, you can understand it's attacking activity. Attacker is doing some port scanning activities, post scanning activities. You can understand from this IP, this port scanning, you can block those IP. Or you can ask ISP block this IP. Means you have 7 steps to take the action against the attacker. But the limitation of cyber kill chain is cyber skill explain just phases. These are the motive of attacker, objective of the attacker. It does not explain what are the various techniques. As I said, reconnaissance, right? That techniques should be like port scanning, social media. But cyberkill do not mention, have not documented what can be the various ways to achieve this objective, right? And it has broadly documented in 7 stages. For enterprise level of attack, how attacker plan, execute, and achieve motive. Cyber kill chain has explained in 7 stages, just objective. It does not explain what are the different way attacker can use to achieve those objectives. However, MITRE attack means ADT and CK. If you are the part of cybersecurity or preparing cybersecurity interview, you might be here this word MITRE attack. It's not an attack. MITRE is not an attack. It's a framework. It's a framework which are actually helping cybersecurity people to identify the attack and its stage. Where is the attacker? in which phase attacker is there. So it's a deep down. MITRE ATT. MITRE is a non-profit organization based out in America. That's we call MITRE. And ATT stands for Adversary, Tactic, Techniques, and Common Knowledge. Adversary stands for attacker. Adversary means attacker. Tactics means tactic means objective. What tactic means? What is the objective attacker? Technique means T means technique means what are the various techniques to achieve those objective tactics. Common knowledge means documentation of all these tactics and techniques. Common knowledge. So MITRE is enhancement of this cyber chain, because cyber chain had documented in just 7 phase all objective, but MITRE is enhancement and deep dive. MITRE mention all attackers plan and execution and achieving the motive in 14 stages. Those we call tactics. Cyber skill chain we call as stages. In MITRE we call as tactics. So these 14s are. One moment, hold on. I'll connect to the charger.
Sir, till then, can I ask questions, sir?
One moment. Let me complete this question first.
Okay, sir.
Complete this answer first. So these are the broadly. It has been explained, right? Broadly in 14 stages means 1 stage is equal to 2 stages in MITRE. 1 stage of almost 1 stage of cyber is 2 stage of MITRE. Those stages we call as tactics. And MITRE also mentioned that in particular tactic means objective. What are the different way to achieve execute this particular tactic means what are the different techniques to achieve the objective, right? Then you understand that now attacker has 14 objective and what are different technique attacker can use to achieve particular objective, that will have tactics. So you can evaluate whole cyber security infrastructure. Maybe this is an enhancement for people might not be understanding, who are fresher, who does not know, they might be understanding, but somebody who has this question, he might be already in cyber security. That's the reason he's asking. Otherwise, this is the next level of question, not from basics. So I'm only answering to him because he's already part of cyber security. So now in MITRE framework, what are the various techniques are available attacker can use to execute particular tactics? That is also documented. Now, how it is going to help us being a cybersecurity people, we can evaluate, okay, this reconnaissance tactic, what are the different techniques can be used? And particular technique, do we have respective tools? Do we have respective cybersecurity network security tool to tackle with this kind of situation? If let's say one of the technique is port scanning. If attacker does the port scanning, what are security controls we have? Right? To make our network more mature. If we follow the MITRE attack, means MITRE ADT and CK framework, we can make our network security more mature. We can check each and every tactics and technique and see if attacker use this tactic and this technique, what are the security controls we have, how we can detect it. Similarly, from SOC perspective, SIEM perspective, we'll have the various rules. If attacker under tactics, under reconnaissance phase, port scanning activities, will map this rule under the tactics under tactics reconnaissance, and technique will be port scanning. That is called a MITRE mapping. If already people working in the SOC, might be somebody ask you a question, what is MITRE and what is the MITRE mapping with SIEM? That is actually what we do. We create the rules and map that particular rule belongs to which tactics and which techniques, so that once we get an alert, we understand that attacker is under which phase, under which techniques. It is initial level means port scanning reconnaissance phase. We understand it's an initial level. If any is come in delivery, we can understand that might be attacker has already delivered the code malware. It is more severe. Severity of any incident, any alert can also be defined based on the MITRE tactics and techniques. While cyber kills is only for enterprise network, while MITRE is more enhancement, they have provided this tactics and techniques for enterprise network, mobile network, as well as IoT, Internet of Things. separate ways. What way attacker you use to attack mobile network, what way attacker use to IoT, means your home your appliance, which are using now, the Internet of Things, Internet intelligence. That is all about the MITRE and cyber kill chain. Now you understand. Now you read it. You will understand. I have not shared those steps here in training. I used to share, but here theoretically I have explained you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I'll go through the documentation of my.
Now we'll understand in a better way. Now we'll understand in a better way.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir. My question was like, if we join this training and we are completely fresher, having 0 years of experience, then can we get placed? Like, can we get a job?
First of all, which year you are passed out?
Sir, like, I'm currently in my graduation in cybersecurity, BSc cybersecurity, last year.
Last year, which year? 2021.
Sir, I'm 2020 batch. So
See, since you are going to see 2020 batch, right?
Yes, sir.
Means you have 2 years gap.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
There
Like,
are
no, sir. Like, I'm still graduating. Like,
Still
this
you're
is my
graduating,
last year in
okay.
college.
So what we could do is, since this training is a fully hands-on training, right? Means you are working kind of project. You're working on a kind of project, right? So we'll give the internship certificate from SIEM XPERT, because you are hands-on, you are doing kind of project you are working here. So we'll give the internship certificate of 8 to 10 months, using which you can apply, because you'll be actually doing the hands-on. It is not something that you only theoretical knowledge. We're working on a project. So it will be helpful for you to hunt the job in the market. So you'll be kind of ready to deploy. You will actually not a fresher. After this training, you are actually not a fresher, you are actually experienced. Because fresher need only knowledge, right? You're doing the hands-on, same kind of environments, you're actually the fresher. Company should actually hire you as an experience, because you are the ready to deploy one. Company can directly hire you and kindly you can start working from day one if they want. However, you got enough time. Either you are experienced or a fresher. When you go to the company, you got enough time to understand the process, to understand the concept, to join any company. 1 or 2 months you easily get to understand process and process, so that you can work.
Sir, this is Anil. Like,
Huh?
I have this is Anil.
I mean,
Background. Anil.
go ahead.
Yeah, like basically I have from mechanical background with 6 years of experience in design. So how it would be suitable for my career?
See, as I explained initially only, right? People who are from non-technical, non-technical, I'm going to start from scratch only. So during the 7 days training, you'll realize yourself, right? You'll understand everything. So there are ways, people who have the gap, right? There are ways to apply. You can connect to our team offline, right? We'll be explaining you how you can directly apply and get a good job offer.
Okay.
There are ways.
Good morning, sir.
I'll be explaining offline.
Yeah, sir, this is Aditya.
Yes, Aditya.
Sir, like I have passed it on 2017, and after that I got a job, and I've been working 5 years in VAPT, sir.
Okay.
Like offensive security. You've already mentioned your training. So,
Right.
like, sir, when I'm trying to get another job in offense, it's getting difficult. Like there are very less number of vacancies.
Correct.
Now,
As I mentioned already, right?
Yeah, as you have mentioned, sir. So if I want to shift to, sir, like this defensive security, like under the same package and all, so how can I do it, sir?
You can get even more package. You can get even more package what you are doing, not in same package, right? Because this training is not a 1 year experience level. It is 5 year, 6 year level we are going to cover here. What experience people of 5 year, 6 year experience are doing, that level will cover here. You will do the hands-on lab. So you are not a fresher in this defensive security, you are experienced. Did you mind?
Yes, sir. So can I, sir, show this experience like when I'm applying for the next job that I have?
I cannot comment in this online class. This is going to be stream. This is being streaming on YouTube also on a public forum. But I can tell you that you are not a fresher now. After this training, you are an experienced actually, because you are doing the hands-on. Get your point? I hope it is clear for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, I got your point, sir. Like
join 1 week training, then after that you can connect offline for any information, such information. Our team you can connect with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So just my point was like there's a team called Purple Team, which is a variation of this red and blue. So in that way, sir.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
So that there's a team called purple team. Like you told me, there's a red team, there's a blue
Right.
team, offensive and defensive. There's
Right.
a mixture. There's a patch, a purple patch in between.
See what
So-
happens is generally small companies, right? A small company will have a small team. So one team is doing all the work. Get in mind. So you might be doing the red teaming also, offensive and defensive both, right? But very less places you see this. Generally defensive and different and offensive is different. Two or places एक साथ नहीं रहते.
Got it, sir.
You're
Thank you
actually
so
not
much.
a soul. You're offensive. You're not actually the threat. You're actually understanding the activities of threat. How attacker is penetrating and doing all the activities. Okay. Anybody else? Next. Anybody else? Any
Hi,
question?
sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, my question is, as you said that this session is for 14 days.
7 days.
My question is,
This is for 7 days free session. Yeah.
okay. In these 7 days, what are the topics you are going to cover? And
Explain
after
just
that-
now, right? Explain just now. Networking, designing the network, securing the network. What are the various security devices we have to secure the network? The firewall, your proxy, email gateway to secure the network, right? Then we'll understand, even though we have the various security devices, we are not secure. See, if you want to work on the SOC in cybersecurity, you should have the network knowledge as well as you should have the knowledge of all the security tools.
Okay.
We'll be having the knowledge of these security tools, then we'll understand about the SIEM. How we can use the SIEM. Guys, mute your mic. Other people kindly mute your mic. Okay. So these till SIEM, we'll understand about SIEM, how we can monitor real-time threats and all. We'll have understanding here. 7 days class will not be the hands-on here. It will be theoretical class only. It will not be a hands-on. For hands-on, again, license we have limited capacity. We can only give the hands-on to people who are already enrolled for this training. For all 3 months, it's a 3-month training. It's a very deep down and very in-depth training that we are going to have. But I will be giving this free to everyone for 1 month.
After these 7 days, you are going to explain what are the types of attacks there are happening in the network, right?
That will be part of regular training, not in this training.
Okay.
Not in 7 days training. But your foundation will be created. If you understand from Google also, YouTube also, you'll understand easily. My motive is to make your foundation. After that, anything you can Google, your funda would be clear. Anything you Google it also, YouTube also, you'll understand it.
Then next question, same thing. What is?
Go ahead, please. And now you can unmute and go ahead because some people are unmuted already. So I have muted all. Now you can unmute and ask the question. Some background noise was coming.
Sir, any tips on SOAR technology? SOAR.
SOAR will understand here. SOAR we are going to add now because SOAR is now maximum 15%. SOAR is evolving technology to automate the L1 activities by considering the resource crunch in the market. Companies are not getting the resources. That's why some automation came in cybersecurity. Especially on the SOC, we call it SOAR. Security orchestration, automation and response to automate some activities. The L1 activity actually the investigation and taking the action. Some has been automated by deploying this tool that is SOAR. But SOAR is not yet fine-tuned. As of now, we cannot replace all the human using the SOAR tool. As of now, only if you have 100 SIEM tool, only 15 SOAR has been deployed. 15%. But still, those 15% also not full-fledged because those are not very fine-tuned. So still human are required. I see the L1 people also still working on the SOAR now. They're not monitoring SIEM, they're monitoring SOAR now. But again, L1 work, right? So we'll have an introduction of the SOAR, but not practical here. I'm going to introduce in a few months and some other training because as of now, it's not much in the market. That's the reason I'm not included in this. It is still in the learning phase. SOAR is still on the learning phase in the market, not very much mature.
Good morning, sir. This is Poundraj.
What?
This is Poundraj, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
I'm in the pharma market in past 12 years.
What?
Pharma market segment.
Pharma background means pharmacy.
Yeah,
pharmacy.
Bachelor in pharmacy. Last 12 years, I'm in pharma field. Last year, I am in the gap due to back pain. So this course will be helpful for me.
See, you have 12 years in pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
This training is kind of experience training. So, but I'm not very sure. So you can take a chance. If you want to take a chance, you can take it.
Okay.
You can get a call. You can discuss with my team Shivani further on this, or you can talk to me later period.
Sure.
I will try to give the solution for that. However,
Sure,
it's not 100%. I cannot guarantee. If you want to take the chance, full training cost is 32,000 Indian rupees, right? And if you get the job, your life will get settled. Definitely, I'm telling you, that is guaranteed. Life gets settled. So you have to take a chance. I'm not sure about it for your case.
Sure.
If you can take a chance, like it's a 3-month training, 32,000 of fees, right? If you get it, life will get settled. In case chances are there, but in case
Also,
in case the other part of your weighing machine is, in case you did not get it,
okay,
32,000 will be gone in 3 months time.
Okay.
If you're financially good, take a chance of 32,000 fees and 3 months. You have to check which phase is having higher weightage. Either if you get job, your life gets settled, it is having more weightage, or 32,000 is more for you. You cannot take a chance, right? So you have to evaluate yourself which one is having higher weightage.
Okay, sir.
Based on your preferences.
What will be the duration for per day training?
For our free training will be 7 days training, but regular training you talk about is 3 months training.
Per day, how many hours?
Per day 2 hours. We have
Okay,
exceeded the first day class. It's a first day today introduction kind of class. That's why it is 10:15 now. But next year onwards, even sometime 8 to 10 is the training time. So in case I come late also around 8:15 also, but it's wind up at sharp 10 o'clock because we have many people working here, so we cannot extend it.
It will be online or in-person training?
You're talking about this 7 days training or?
No, 3 months training.
It's a Bangalore people. We have people here in Bangalore. They can come offline. We have 25 seats here. Some people still we have 2-3 seats left here. If you're from Bangalore, staying nearby, you can join offline also. However, 90% people we have online only because our training video conferencing is happening, right? I'm explaining the things on the board. I never use any slides to read. Some people are saying that no, I'm not comfortable on online training because people are actually using the slide, not explaining here, right? In my training, you'll have offline training kind of experience. You can see me here, you can see the board. It's fully interactive. You can ask the question. I do not take my session ahead until unless everybody is clear. You'll get full opportunity to ask your question. I have taken your question today. I have taken your question. 1 moment. I have taken your question today after explaining the topic. However, when I explain the technical concept, I'll be taking your question on that time only. Something I'm explaining. Once I finish it, I'll take the pause. You can ask the question. Okay. Everybody has freedom to ask n number of questions. Even if it's 50 questions, I respond.
7 days a week?
It's 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday.
Okay, Monday to Thursday.
Monday to Thursday, yeah. Yesterday we have done the introduction session for our regular batch, and today yours introduction session. So Mondays onward we'll be connecting. So it will be 7 days, means like Monday to Thursday. Saturday, Sunday we have the weekend batch. It's already running. It's already middle. Friday I take the off, but it cannot be fixed as Friday all the time because I have some medical challenges. I'm suffering from migraine. So it triggers any time. So maybe possible that not always Friday off. Maybe any days in between we may take the off in case I have some challenges in between. So then we'll come. Definitely we'll have 4 days, but 1 day is for me. In case I have some issues, in that case we'll.
When is the next batch starting?
It started yesterday only. Introduction session will happen, and you'll be part of same batch only for 1 week. We'll be part of same batch, same regular batch only for 1 week. Free training is not a separate training. We'll be the part of same batch for 1 week.
Okay. So this is the same training, right?
Same training, yes, same training it is. Okay, next. Anybody else?
Hi, sir. This is Akash.
Akash,
So,
yes, Akash.
yeah. So, sir, could you please tell me what is going to be the fees structure post 7 days?
Fees is 32,000. So if you have the option, if you want to pay through EMI, you can pay initially 16,000 for enrollment. Rest 16,000 you can pay once we complete 3 weeks of the training.
Okay, so it's for a 3 months duration. Am I right?
almost 3 months. Sometime it make minimum 3 months it will be. Sometime it get extended also. It depends on you. If you ask more and more questions, right? More on time, and I'm not strict with the syllabus also. I'm not strict with the syllabus. I cover a lot of things. If you ask some question, I will start explaining you the whole scenario, and it takes time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, please, can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
I want to know, does one have to do the physical class before you actually get the hands-on training, or is it what you can get on with, even with the online class?
Yeah, hands-on. See, for how you work in the company. In the companies, you work from home, right? You're not always sitting in the company. You work on the tool by sitting at home only. Connect to the company network and take the remote access of the tool. Same kind of setup we have here. We have the VPN setup here. We will be creating your account. You have to install the VPN client on your system. Through that, it will be connected to my network. Then you will take the remote access of the tools and servers and tools. 24/7 lab will be available for you. Anytime on your convenience, you can connect to the lab and do the practice. Everybody will have the dedicated access. Anytime you can connect to the lab and do the practice. We have high capacity lab here. 300 people, more than 300 people can connect simultaneously, concurrently, get the different session and do the practice.
Hi, Sulabh.
Yes.
Sulabh, this is Ian over here.
Yes, please.
Good morning. So, Sulabh, I just want to confirm one thing. Like, do you have a own Discord forum for SIEM XPERT? Discord forum, like the Discord chat forum. Do you have?
Discord chat forum means community kind of things you're talking.
Yeah, community kind of forum, right?
Community is separate. Public community we don't have, but every batches, once you enroll, we add on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
That WhatsApp group for a long time. So in case training finish also, if you have any question, right, you can ping in the group. So maybe other people can respond, or I also respond once I get the time. I also respond the query. I see other people responded and they responded correctly. I do not respond. But if nobody responding, I give the correct answer on the chat. Not something that is a relationship for 3 months only. The chat group will be for a long time, maybe 5-6 months. If you have any question, any doubt in between, right, you can ask the question. Also, I learned from the previous batches people. Let's say some questions are being frequently asked during the interview. In our previous batch, but we might not have covered in this batch. I take the feedback from previous people, frequently asked question. We start covering the next batch, and we share the recording of previous batches as well, so that you can prepare for that. Because I'll not come to know what is being asked nowadays, right? Unless you don't tell me. Yes or no? Previous people share the questions. I come to know, okay, these are the frequently questions are being asked, and this question we have not covered and being asked frequently. Right, then I start covering from the next batch onwards.
Perfect.
So
Thanks,
we always update our syllabus. We upload phishing email analysis, malware analysis. That is the first time we have included in this batch. By understanding it's nowadays frequently being asked. So we add and we change the syllabus also. The topic which are not being asked nowadays have become old. We removed from the syllabus and we add more. So when I started this training first time, it was just a 1 month training. 5-6 years back, 7 years back, when they started, for next 2-3 years, it was just a one month training. Now you can see it after updating, the training has become 3 months, and sometimes more than 3 months, 3.5 months also. It depends. It's not something that we are sticking with the syllabus. Okay, some training you will be seeing 24 hours means 24 hours. Majority of training you will see in the market, if there are 40 hours means only 40 hours. If you mention 40 hours means minimum 40 hours. It can be 40-60 hours. Depends how frequently are the question and what topic we have included newly.
Thank you. And the second question I have, Mr. Sulabh, is can I ask you?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So post the completion of this training, are the attendees awarded with a certification of completion from SIEM XPERT?
Certification, as of now, I have given a thought on it, but I have to check.
Because if they have some CP credits allocated with it or something of that sort,
CP credit we have actually not tie up yet with CPE. So certificate that will be giving, it will not be counted for CPE as of now. We had this plan, but as of now we don't have that. If you're with certificate also, that will not be counted with CPE. We have to do the IAP, we have to do some partnership with that. and we have to give some joining money to give the CP credit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Sulabh. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hello, sir. In this training, in this 7 days training, all practicals are covered or theory?
Practical will not be covered in 7 days. We will not reach till practical in this 7 days training, and it will be difficult for everyone to give the lab access for free, because the license cost is in lakhs. That's the reason you check anywhere in the market. If anybody give the lab access on these tools, Splunk, if you see, people will train in the free Splunk, that is Splunk Enterprise. That is available 60 days, but that is not the SIEM tool. That is the core part of Splunk, but Splunk SIEM is not completed without Splunk Enterprise Security. And minimum is 18 lakhs per year is the license cost. You check anywhere, if anybody give the lab access for Splunk Enterprise Security, or anyone give the training on Splunk Enterprise Security, people understand Splunk has good demand. They search, they do not understand that core component Splunk Enterprise and Splunk Enterprise typically different. They search Splunk Enterprise training and they join. And once they start doing the interview, they realize that they have not learned SIEM. They have learned the data analytics, which is free available Splunk. So that is the reason these are paid tools that we give the lab access. Anywhere you check it out. If anybody gives 3 months of lab access, 3 months is minimum that we have. You may get for 3.5 months, 4 months also, depend on the availability, but 3 years. 3 months is our commitment, minimum commitment for 3 months. So that you can explore and you will have full access, admin access on all the components.
But you are explain how to work on Splunk and outside.
How to deploy the client, how to integrate devices, how to get your data in, how to forward the logs on the 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐴, Splunk Indexer, search head, right? How to troubleshoot in case any device is not forwarding the logs, or connector forward is not forwarding the, how to troubleshoot it in case the log stoppage happen. Then once we get the log, step by step we are going to cover here. Full understanding you are going to have. First of all, we understand architecture. Then how we'll understand, we got a project from one of the company. Now we have to deploy the SIEM. What are the prerequisites? What are the information we have to collect? How many data center they have? Where? So these SIEM tools are enterprise level tool. So they have multiple component. SIEM is not a one component. They have distributed component. Different component does the different job. So which component we have deployed, which data center? Then how to collect the logs, how to integrate that and device and collect the logs. Then how to do the searching. Then how to do the automation like real-time monitoring, correlation alerting, how to automate the threat detection using the correlation rule. We'll understand how to write the correlation rule. What are the various rules we can write? What are the concept of writing base behind writing the correlation rule? If rule will get triggered, how to investigate whether true positive, false positive. To whom we have to report. We'll take many examples of such rules and we'll understand what are the rules which are frequently being triggered and how you investigate. To whom you report, what action you suggest to them to take against this particular incident, how to create report, how to schedule report, how to create dashboard. Get it, mind? This is the technical part. Apart from that, what are the daily report you create? How do you then do the health checkup? How you send the shift handover after every shift? Means every day report as well as monthly report. What all things you report to the monthly report? How you take the requirements from the client? What all things you include to the monthly report? Yes or no? So these all will be the part of our training. It's not only the technical thing, but all process things. Get in mind?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? They're done. Shall we wind up? Okay, guys. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you for all.
So this 7 days training will be continue from Monday or tomorrow?
Monday. Now Monday onwards. Saturday, Sunday we'll have the weekend session that I'm not streaming that session. However, Monday onwards, 8 to 10. So 8 a.m. means time 8 a.m. I'll try to come by 8 a.m. But Bengaluru traffic, you understand, right? Sometimes traffic is less, sometimes traffic is horrible traffic here. So Sometimes I get delayed because it's not something that I have one batch only. I have 4 batches running at the same time. Splunk, we have advanced level of training, architect level of training, and various training I have. So this is not something that one training I'm coming. So that's the reason some home activities also sometimes I get late. So, but I will try to come on time. But we'll finish on time only. Today we got delayed half an hour because I wanted to complete this. But next time on what we'll be finishing by 10 o'clock only.
Good morning, sir. Hajira this side.
Yes, Hajira, please go ahead.
Sir, you were telling that the training will be like a tool based, and in that you will teach us Splunk, and you were telling we should pass some commands to get over to those things. And those commands, like what are the commands like? Will it be a platform?
Means you're talking about once you investigate, then you have to pass, right?
Yes.
So those are not command. Those are your investigation that you have done, analyze you have done, right? What you have observed, you found that this connection is really suspicious. This IP from which connection has came really suspicious IP and belongs to North Korea, right? And it is highly blacklisted. Now, the action point, you have to block that IP address, or you might have to block that particular port number, but you don't have access to firewall device to block it on our IPS. Then you will create the case on the email as well as on the service now for tracking service tickets. So you will assign that case to the firewall team. So different incident, you might have different, based on the type of incident offense it is, you might have different team to take the further action, right? So in particular, this kind of a particular incident, you may have to assign, create the case on the service ticket system and the email and assign to the respective team for further action. Firewall
like
team
creating case, do we need any logical information, sir? Like any logic needed to create those incidents? And
logic needed is, for correlation rule.
Okay, correlation.
The rule that you create, right? That are always created, and that is the part of L2, L3 activities. If you're studying in a career up to 3 years, you not do create. However, in this training, our full funda is going to clear here. Even the fresher will be able to create the correlation rule.
Okay.
Get your mind. That is those are integration of devices, troubleshooting, onboarding devices, that means, and creating correlation rule, dashboard, report as the part of L2, L3 activities.
Yes.
However, we'll be covering here so that we have, even though you're applying the L1, right? But you will have full vision clear. What is the next step you have to do? And being the L1 also, if you mention that you have experience, you are doing this, increase the weightage in the resume. That's why in my training, I recommend, bhaiya, L1 ke liye apply karna hai, I can finish the training in 10-15 days only. Right? It will not take 3 months for you to crack the interview for L1. I can cover it in 15 days, but I am giving the in-depth training. And the motive is your vision should be clear. Your full concept will be clear. I have people here, I've seen the company, they join L1 on the SOC. They does not have knowledge what they are doing. An incident trigger, they have the process. They have to run 24/7, 24-hour report. They have to assign respective team. They follow the document blindly.
Yes.
Because they do not have knowledge. In company, you will not get the correct training. You can start working, they will go only incident response training you will get. You do not know the in and out, how the logs are coming, why we are investigating, why we are taking this action particular incident. If you have enough knowledge, then only you will become the expert.
Yes.
I suggest people who are applying L1 also complete this training and write as much as you understand and you can manage. So that it will not increase the weightage in resume, but in future also.
On the other hand, you were mentioning that we must have network knowledge to be a SOC analyst. And could you please cover all those things within the 7 days?
As
like
I already mentioned that,
within that
networking. As I already mentioned that we'll be studying basics of networking.
Networking, basic knowledge.
We have computer now, you want to access the internet. What is internet? What is IP address? What is DNS? What is DSCP?
We'll cover the basics.
All basics so that your layman can start it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. Yes. Are there any other badges for this online training? I mean, the evening timing of
evening, unfortunately, we don't have because majority of people are comfortable in the morning, and some people from UK, US are asking us to schedule this training on the evening. But unfortunately, we don't have majority.
Okay.
For me to start the batch, at least I need 50 people. To start a batch,
okay.
At least I need 50 people. But I have people here who are getting up at 3 o'clock. Honestly, I have people from UK, many people from UK, 5-6 people every batch I have from UK. They're getting up by 3 o'clock because we don't have any other time. 3 o'clock they are getting a join this training. People from Australia join 12:30 in the afternoon during the office timing. But this is compulsion for us. Evening, if we start, we are not getting people. People are preferring morning time. Evening, we have some people who are advanced, people who have already worked in cybersecurity, already worked on SIM tool. We have architect level of training for Splunk. So that we have in the evening. Splunk architect, ArcSite architect level of training we have in the evening. But this SOC training is 0 to hero. It's on the morning only. Or weekend, Saturday, Sunday.
So all these sessions are recorded so that we can view in later.
Not all. See, if I start recording all the sessions and start sharing, what will happen? As I explained you, that our people in our training are joining from references. It's not sort of marketing. If you join from marketing, you'll keep yourself, right? You join, you got job, your wife, you'll also refer your wife. You'll also refer your cousins. Definitely, I'm telling you. If I start sharing the recording for every day, what will happen is one person will get the job. He will share the recording to his wife, to his cousin, to his in-laws. Everybody will watch it for free. Then here I am here to support you, but I have to support myself also, right? While my majority of audience are coming through references, I cannot do that because this is not a typically Udemy training. You understand the difference? Not a typically Udemy training that people will not watch 90% time, they will not complete it, right? Using this training, people get the job. Watching the recording only. That's the reason. Initially, days recording will not, like 7 days will be live on YouTube, available on YouTube for now, these 7 days. After that, once we start the SIM and all, those recording will not be shared. Practicals, once we start SIM theory. Once we start the practicals, then those recording will be available for another 2 to 3 months to watch it. 3 months will be the timing. So that practical sessions are very important because you will not be doing the practical along with me. If along with me you do the practical, if I give the time during the session, then session will go for 5 to 6 months. Yes or no? If you do the practical along with me. So you'll watch the recording at home, watch the recording, and you will do the practicals on your own time. So practicals recording will be shared on the group. You cannot download it, but you can watch it for 2 to 3 months so that you can learn it. I believe that 2 to 3 months is enough. Because if you cannot learn for another 2 months by watching the recording, you cannot learn it for whole life.
Okay.
And also, you get the recording, you have seen it. You are getting many documents, right? You get it, you keep it to your desktop, you never read it. Majority of time. You get recordings, you tell me that whenever you join any course, any training, you got the lifetime recording. How many times you watch those recordings? That's a question, right? If I'm given 2 month access, definitely you will watch 2-3 times.
Yes.
But if I give lifetime access, maybe you will not review a single time. So that is benefited for you. Restriction.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So we'll wind up for the day. We'll connect on Monday now. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.